Good afternoon. My name is Craig Beniglia, and I'm the Director of Communications and Community Relations for Sarasota County Schools. We've assembled this press conference today to discuss the ongoing recovery efforts due to Hurricane Ian. I want to thank our media partners and the EOC communications team who have helped us get out messaging while many in the community are still without power and low internet or no internet services. All updates can be found concerning our schools at sarasotacountyschools.net/hurricane, including FAQs, and they can also be found on all of our social media channels. A few housekeeping rules. We have 4 speakers today, including the superintendent. Our Chief Operating Officer, Jody Dumas, will discuss damage assessments in South County. Our Chief Academic Officer, Chris Renoff, will discuss continuity plans in North and South County. The Executive Director of Student Services will discuss student and family services and what's available for our families in need. And Dr. Harriet Moore, the Director of Innovations and Equity, will discuss charitable donation sites and where help is available without our county. I'd ask that you please hold questions till the very end of everybody speaking. Dr. Asplin.
All right, thank you, Craig, and good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you. Wanted to give you an update today as far as Hurricane Ian is concerned and our restoration. I do want to say thank you to all the media for being here today. We do really appreciate you, and thank you for getting our message out to everyone in the area. Today's a good day, a really good day, because we opened 35 schools today, and it went really, really well. I want to, before I go into that, though, I do want to thank our community, our contractors, our staff, our administrators, business partners, the foundations, and again, just the community in general for just really coming together, galvanized and working together as one to really help all of those in our community, families, students, our employees, to really help them get back into our schools as we continue to educate our students. So thank you so much to the entire community for all the support. You know, as you know, we had 14 shelters that were open on the first day of the hurricane there, the day before. And right now, as of today, they are all closed. They closed on Friday night. The last 2 we had open was Venice High School, and the other was Tatum Ridge Elementary School. And all those guests have now been safely moved to another location, and I believe the Red Cross and the EOC is handling that. But that allowed us to then clean our last 2 schools and really be ready for today. So I thought our employees, our administrators did a fantastic job in those shelters in helping our guests feel comfortable as possible. Food service did an amazing job of cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner each night. And our transportation department really knocked it out of the park in transporting our guests in different shelters and around our community. So thank you to all of them. So yes, so today was the first day back, and I had some reports come in today from our executive directors, one from elementary, and then the other was executive director of secondary schools. They told me things like it was a very, very smooth, extremely smooth opening today as far as operations were concerned and getting everyone back into classes. Schools are reporting that they are fully staffed today, which was absolutely amazing. Attendance appears to be very close to normal, our student attendance. Very close to normal today. Excellent. Students and families were extremely excited to return. I think everyone knows that. Students are very happy to come back to school, and parents are as well. Schools they've been reaching out to our staff who are impacted with the employee assistance team, and they're doing a great job helping any of our staff members in need. Also, schools are reaching out to their families who are impacted by the storm, and they continue to do that to find the needs that they might have so we can fulfill those. There's been minimal disruption in transportation today. Fantastic. We had, I think it was Thursday, we had around 30 bus drivers who had checked in. We needed 180 to start today, and by the weekend we had 202 bus drivers report in, which was fantastic, and that really helped us in transportation today. We had pocket pickups in South County as well for those students who go to North County schools, and all of those pocket pickups seem to go very, very well. Food and Nutrition Services, they're working very well with the students today. Every student was fed today, and that's a very good sign. We had all that food that was shipped in on Friday of last week, Friday and Saturday for 35 schools, all shipped in, was ready to go, and we were able to feed everybody no problem today. Our teachers, our custodial staff, our administrative teams have done an amazing job getting ready for today and opening for this morning. To welcome all of our students and families back in. Technology is 100% stable in North County, 100% stable in North County. That's amazing. In South County, we still have some spotty coverage, but we're working on that, so we're ready to go for the October 17th opening. And we ordered and had received and have already distributed over 1,000 hotspots from T-Mobile to those who might need those hotspots. As I said just a moment ago, our part of our plan is to have the South County schools open on Monday, October 17th, and we will be ready to go. Our construction, rebuild, and repair is still ongoing. A food shipment is expected on Wednesday, so we'll be ready with food as well. Athletics. I know there's some questions about athletics. All high school teams were able to begin practice on Friday, October the 7th, and we're currently assessing and making repairs to bleacher damage at all of our sites, which may affect home games. Most damage was outdoors, and it was at Venice High, Riverview High, and Northport High in those bleachers. And those games may be played at alternative sites until repairs are finished, but we're working on that with certified engineers to make sure our bleachers are safe. We have had facility management and maintenance teams at all of our buildings since Friday, September 30th, assessing, cleaning, repairing, including water extraction, generators, electric repair, debris removal, sewage, plumbing, roof repair, and so on. And I must say that our contractors have done an amazing job working on our schools, knowing that we need to get these open as soon as possible to get our students back in the schools. I was joking with them the other day, that I don't know what show it is, Flip Your House or whatever that is, and they get that done pretty quickly. These contractors are literally flipping all of our schools with all these repairs within 2-week period of time, which is amazing coming off a Cat 5 hurricane. So kudos to all of them. They're doing a fantastic job. Some of our neighborhoods, especially in the South County, still have debris blocking sidewalks, making some difficult walking and bus stop conditions for students. We're working through that. We had all the bus drivers do dry runs down in the South County over the weekend, and they seem to come out pretty well. There's a few areas that need to be picked up, but those should be picked up by weekend within our county. Many of our employees were also affected by the storm, as I said, and we have a team who is supporting their needs as best we can with resources and making sure we have the supports in place for them. So on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, October the 11th, we're hosting a Sarasota County Schools Employee Hurricane Relief Support event at STC Northport from 10 to 2, where our insurance vendors, FEMA housing assistants, and other organizations will be there to help our employees. So we're looking forward to that again, October 11th at our STC Northport location from 10 to 2 tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jody Dumas, our Chief Operating Officer, to discuss any other damages across our school district. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon. Just to kind of pick up on what Dr. Asplund had said, we're very, very happy with the opening of schools in North County today. And our teams made wonderful progress over the weekend, kind of finalizing everything, getting campuses safe for students. Our work is not done in North County. We still have debris on campuses piled everywhere, so it'll take us several months to actually get campuses back to what they originally looked like in North County, but safe for students, and we were happy with their return today. As far as South County, obviously much more damage in South County. And again, as Dr. Asplund said, our contractors, we could not do it without them. They've been working throughout the weekend, and we have made tremendous progress. We're very confident that we'll open every campus on the 17th. Again, not every campus will have every building open, but as we work through with our wonderful principals and our executive directors, what that looks like for students, we'll find different locations on campus, maybe to move a classroom or two. For example, in Heron Creek, we know the administration building will not be open. That's got major damage. But we are currently building some temporary offices in the media center to accommodate administration. So there may be some tweaks like that over the next couple of months as we finalize everything. But we're feeling very confident about the 17th in South County also. So hats off to all of our contractors, our internal people, who our staff just continues to work hard, custodial and maintenance staff, and all of that team at the facility services compound and construction services. A wonderful job and continue efforts throughout the county. So we feel good about where we are. We've got the indoor air quality testing going on as we make repairs to make sure everything's safe in South County for students. Obviously had more water in buildings in South County, and so making every effort to make sure wet materials are removed from schools, dried out, tested before students come back. So those will be our efforts in the next week or two in South County. And with debris management, that'll continue for several months after campus is open, again, to get that debris off campuses. So with that, I'll turn it over to Chris Renoff.
Thank you, Jody. Thanks again for the opportunity to address and update you regarding what's happening now that we've returned to normal operations in our Venice and Sarasota County schools. First and foremost, on behalf of the entire instructional division, we want to let all our staff, our students, and our families know that they are in our thoughts and our prayers as they attempt to navigate varied levels of recovery. We're also sending positive thoughts to our colleagues in surrounding counties. None of what we're seeing today happen in our schools would have been possible if it not were for the extraordinary efforts of our shelter teams, collaboration with the EOC, assistance of our first responders, continued support of our local foundations and various community agencies. The hard work, as Mr. Dumas just said, of our facilities and custodial teams, the resilient school-based teams, and unwavering support and leadership of our superintendent, Dr. Asplin. We continue to see genuine acts of heroism, compassion, and generosity that remind us we're all in this together. Having been out with Dr. Johnson and Mr. Cantis visiting schools this morning, it was obvious that our school leaders, district staff, and school-based teams proactively planned to prepare and welcome our students back. A high percentage of students and staff have returned, and they are safe and are reconnecting with one another as they re-engage in the learning process. Students, and I'm just going to say this, were thrilled. We're thrilled to be back on campus, reacclimating to the classroom and instructional routines that they thrive within. Administrators and district support staff were busy assisting and supporting both students and staff alike who suffered significant damage and or loss during the storm. All in all, as Dr. Asplin said, it was a very smooth reopening to our Venice and Sarasota County schools. As far as what's happening for instructional continuity for our schools in Northport and Englewood, each school has reached out to their families to assess the needs and connect with them resources that keep students engaged during this time of transition. Customized learning plans and opportunities have been formulated to address the specific needs at each level, elementary, middle, and high. For those students with internet connectivity, online resources are accessible through My SCS, Gradebook, Blackboard, and or Microsoft Teams, and hotspots, as you've heard, were also being made available to those in need. Academic learning packets for self-directed practice and or additional ideas for reading, writing practice are available in the Read at Home plan on the district website. We fully realize that this is a time of transition, rebuilding, and recovery, and remain fully committed to supporting our schools, the staff, the students, and families, whatever it takes. And now, Deb Jackalone, Executive Director of Student Support Services.
Thank you and good afternoon. It was a very humbling morning across our district as staff and community partners worked together to support our students and our staff, many of which had been directly impacted by Hurricane Ian themselves. The student support team has been at an increased level throughout the district with increased school counselors, social workers, nurses, school psychologists, and community partners at all of our schools. Our number one priority is the safety of our students, and that includes the emotional safety and the physical safety of both our students and our staff. Our team is working diligently to ensure that everybody everybody who needs something gets exactly what they're looking for. Our team is providing increased emotional supports at our schools. We are busy helping families navigate the complex application process for accessing local, state, and federal funds. We are connecting families to shelters so that they can access transportation, shelter, food, and water. At this time, anybody in the community who knows of a family that is in need of additional support, please reach out to your school-based team, your district team. Remember to call the crisis text line, which can be accessed by texting HERE for you to 741-741, or calling 211 for direct community support. Thank you all so much for the support that you've given our instructional team, our classified team, our support team, and all of the administrators here in Sarasota County. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Harriet Moore, who will be able to share more with us about the community resources that are available for students, staff, and families. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jacqueline. Good afternoon. Just a quick update regarding our resources that we have available to our families here in the district. In our South County areas, we have the Awakened Church. These are our distribution and collection centers. The Where All Else Fails organization, which collects in the Dollar General lot in Northport. The St. David's Jubilee Center in Inglewood. Those are our South County places that are distribution, collection, and drop points. In the north, we have the South Shore Church, Grace Community Church, First Baptist Church, and the Riverside Church in Fort Myers, which I didn't mention with the others, and a newly adopted Grace United Methodist Church in Venice, which is also a collection and drop point. These organizations are continuing to work with us, as well as JFCS, to ensure that we get all of what we need for our children and our families. And we're continuing to receive that kind of support even from our districted families. So we have school districts like St. John's, Hillsborough County, Pasco, DeKalb County in Georgia, Manatee County, Brevard County. All of these different districts have offered to support us in many ways. We've recently received an amazing contribution from the Baranczyk Foundation to support our staff, and we're very excited about that, as well as the Benderson at UTC had an event on Saturday and collected donations for our staff and families. And we're very excited and happy that they were able to do that. These are all essential items that families will need to be able to move forward. As Dr. Asplund mentioned, we have a couple of events coming up today at from 4 to 6 p.m. at STC Northport. The Convoy of Hope will be there for drive-through food distribution. So we want everyone in the community who can to come out and make sure that you can pick up some food for your families. And then on Tuesday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we have a specific hurricane relief event for school district employees only. We'll be providing all kinds of services for them while they are there. They'll be able to register for housing assistance, receive gift cards and other things for essential items, receive support and talk with counselors, that's benefit counselors from Florida Blue, Humana, and also some of our mental health support counselors. They will be able to pick up essential items and foods, and there is free barbecue that will be provided as a lunch for those who are there participating, and it's a drive-through lunch prepared for us by the Coast Life Church, and we're very grateful for their participation and for all of the support that we're receiving from our community. The outpouring has been tremendous, and we will continue these efforts to make sure that all of our families and children in our district, our staff families, and everyone that has been impacted receive the support that they need to be successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. So that's what we have for you all today, and we go ahead and answer some questions should you have them. Yes?
I know you mentioned schools were fully staffed today, and speaking with staff and teachers going into next week, any idea what the staffing situation is going to look like when the South County schools?
Yeah, so hopefully, we're hopeful that our South County folks will be able to come to work. I know a lot of them had quite a bit of damage on their homes, and cars and other related items. However, last week we had all of our teachers report to work, and they could go to other schools if they wished, because their South County schools are not open. And so we felt pretty good about the number of folks who were coming in. So once we open on the 17th, we'll have an even better idea. Actually, a couple days before, we'll have an even better idea. But we're very hopeful that we'll have our teachers close to fully staffed in the South.
And does that go for like support services, cafeteria?
Everyone. Yes. Yes, everyone. Bus drivers, classified, food service, custodial, everyone.
How many schools down south are still closed, and what number of students roughly are still until next week?
So that would be 8 schools, roughly. High school's about 2,500. The other ones maybe probably around 10,000.
Rough guess.
Yes.
If we can estimate, or if you can estimate the amount of money, how much are the economic losses that the district has? I mean, the schools, the infrastructure.
Right. Right now we are we have our insurance adjusters who are out there, and they're looking at all that. We've taken pictures and for FEMA purposes as well. We just don't have a number yet. As we move forward, the contractors that we have been on board with us. They're always on board with us throughout the year in case we have anything that does happen, small things. And so we'll be getting those numbers soon.
But it can be thousands maybe?
Yeah, it's probably in the millions range.
Do you have any advice or requests transportation-wise for parents? Should they send their kids on the bus as usual, or should parents who can drive them? What advice or requests would you have in that?
Yeah, I think especially after what we saw today, riding the bus as usual would be great. We only had a couple of buses that were actually even late today, which was amazing as well. But when we open up on the 17th and we look to see what our county roads are looking like and so on and so forth, we'll be able to get more information out to our parents about that if we need them to help us in any way. But as it stands right now, we think that our transportation system is going to work as it usually does.
We've heard some concerns from our educators and from parents too, just about learning loss. How
Yes.
is the district going to be catching these students up?
Yes. Mr. Renoff, Chief Academic Officer.
So regarding learning loss, again, what I would say is, each school assesses their students when they come back. They've been out for a week to 3 weeks. As I took notice today, just being in schools, they just were reacclimating the students back to those routines. When the students come back, the teachers will assess where they are, pick up where they left off, look at each student's individual needs and what did they suffer outside of school, and then connect them with the necessary supports within the school, with our support through the district and or the school based teams to go ahead and help make sure that they get the support. With regards to learning, we've got grant dollars, et cetera, that we can take advantage to customize the individual supports that we can offer to groups of students, individual students, and or across the entire school.
Do you expect there to be like those hurricane days at the end of the year, or do you think it's early enough on that you'll be able to?
Another good question. You all have great questions. Yeah, that is always, every time you come off of a hurricane, that's one of the questions that come up. Are you going to extend the school year? How are you going to make up the days and so on and so forth? And now that we have North County in school, and we're hopefully going to be all ready to go by next Monday to have South County start school, this week is the week that we are really talking through that and looking at the calendar. If we change the calendar, it'll have to be voted upon by the board. So we're in conversations right now to figure out exactly how we're going to do that.
There were other parents commenting that it was too soon for some students in some schools. What do you have to say to those parents that it's maybe too soon for them to return to school?
Oh, yes. For those who feel like it was too early to return, we're asking them, what are their needs? What are those issues that you might have? Because we have so many resources resources, as Dr. Moore said, from the community and our foundations and so forth, that we just want to know what everybody's obstacles might be so that we can try to solve those, resolve those issues the best we can. So please let us know, and then if our employees have issues, please to let their supervisor know so they can let us work on that with some of the resources that we have that are coming in from our great community.
If they don't, if they don't go, sorry, they will not be penalized, no. I mean, if they don't come to school, they will not be penalized or?
Yeah, right, I hear what you're saying. Yes, I mean, if we have students that can't make it to school because of the hurricane, we're not going to penalize them. But we do want to know what the issue is so we can get that student in school as soon as possible.
Is this the first time the district has ever had to do like a staggered opening?
I know in my 34 years now, we haven't had to do a stagger. I've never had to do a stagger, and I've been through 6 hurricanes. So it's always, finish up with the shelters, clean them up, get everybody back in, you open up the whole school district. So in my experience, this is the first time that I've ever done a staggered. Have you all ever done a staggered? No, this is the first time.
Would the school calendar, if it is extended, would it be the same for the schools north and south? South lost a week?
That's another great question. So another part of our conversation this week in our teams.
Okay. That's good. All right, that's going to be all for today. Thank you all for coming, and we appreciate all your questions, and we need to jump back in and,
Can I just?
yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. One other thing I forgot to mention, 2 things actually. As Dr. Moore was saying, we've had quite a few superintendents and districts reach out to us, and we are so very thankful for those school districts for doing that. One that we did not mention was Suwannee County. Ted Roush is the superintendent, and they sent a group down here to remove debris. Sent them down with their trucks and their chainsaws, and they're really working hard out at our schools. So I want to thank them. But there have been so many school districts that have reached out. We really appreciate it. And of course, our board is here, and I want to thank them for all of their support as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Okay, on to the next meeting. Did we make that time?
You did a great job. Thank you, sir.
Yes, appreciate it.